Right there in a race against time.
You've got an internet hit that puts her in this area.
Following the trail from Los Angeles to Paris to Geneva.
Agent Casey, David Muir.
And then the video that shocks everyone.
That's the first time you both saw your boys since they went missing?
Their sons given new names, wearing pigtails.
How strange is it to see your son disguised as a little girl halfway around the world?
That mom always one step ahead. The father's breaking down.
I'm just feeling overwhelmed right now.
How does this end? And what happens when David Muir tracks that fugitive mother down? On the Run. Here now, David Muir and Elizabeth Vargas.
Tonight, a heart-pounding 2020 exclusive. 2 little boys suddenly gone, abducted by their own mother. And her 2 ex-husbands, the boys' fathers, begin an international hunt to find her. And for months, David has been there right there with them.
And tonight we take you inside that hunt for a fugitive mom like you've never seen before. We're there for the calls, the clues, and the shocking video, the disguises. And you'll see what happens when we finally track down that mother on the run.
Okay, once upon a time, they were...
This is the story of 2 beautiful little boys, 2 brothers. Like so many children across America tonight, they are boys who try to push the limits at bedtime. This is Jerry. It's time to go to bed.
No, it's not. It's not time to go to bed.
Yes, it is. It's almost 8:30.
Well, guess what? No.
And there's Sasha, laughing here as he jumps on the trampoline. But the laughter from both boys goes silent. They vanish. And what follows is the international hunt to find them. And we're there as this case breaks wide open. But to understand how and why they disappeared in the first place, you have to go back to the Hollywood Hills, where scripts and screenplays are filled with fictional family drama. But right here in Los Angeles, 2 different fathers finding themselves in the middle of a real-life horror. For 18 months, both of them asking, where are their sons, those boys? And will the mother who took them, the woman each of them was once married to, ever be found?
Jerry is everything to me. Without him, I can't live. I can't breathe.
Can you hear his voice still?
Oh, of course. It's strange because I feel like I'm with him all the time, except he's not here. I love this picture. Every night I see him before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning.
The last time Larry Hummel saw his son Sasha, he was just 3 years old.
He always said, I want to go on the purple dinosaur.
He wanted to dress up, so he got suits.
When Bob Pfeiffer last saw his son Jerry, he'd just turned 9. I mean, this is not something you could have ever imagined, I'm sure, Bob.
It tears at the core of everything that one stands for.
This LA story actually began 6,000 miles away from California during a visit to Prague, when Bob Pfeiffer meets a stunning young woman who had an American dream. Her name, Maria Misiova.
Oh, she was a beautiful girl, very tall, athletic, blonde, blue eyes, beautiful girl.
An accomplished runner, Bob says she tells him she's training to join the Olympic team from her native Slovakia, and that she's planning for medical school. What did you see in her?
Innocence. I was living in Hollywood, a town filled with the disingenuous, and I thought I met an innocent person.
And Bob, a Hollywood insider, is attractive to her too. A high-level record executive in the 90s, he then works in the booming video game industry. But something is missing. He is ready for a family, and so is she. She married in July, and she was pregnant within a couple of months.
Yes.
And was there excitement?
I thought there was.
Maria moves to Los Angeles, but the love story born in Prague begins to sour even before the baby arrives. Starts to fall apart.
Everything I thought she was false.
In fact, Bob has already filed for divorce by the time their son Jerry is born. And what would follow is a bruising battle over custody of their little boy, caught in the middle, watching it all unfold.
Did they live happily ever after?
They live not so happily.
Was it contentious?
It was contentious, but I was very much involved in my son's life.
Bob's love life is unraveling, and it seems his professional life is too. He finds himself facing charges and pleading to a felony in a high-profile case, the Pelicano wiretapping case. And when you look back on it, what do you think?
Regret.
Pfeiffer ends up helping the prosecution, and later judges decide his past should not get in the way of custody of his little boy. And as it turned out, beautiful Maria has blemishes too. Her friends say they see the wholesome, health-conscious mom. But others see a different side, a woman who enjoys the Los Angeles nightlife, the company of wealthy men. There are questions about where she's getting her cash. A judge at one point saying she shows an appalling lack of credibility.
There's at least two personalities. You have the Whole Foods, bio, organic, cotton-only mother, and then you have the party, drugs, alcohol.
So these were two very different images.
That's her life.
They finally settle on sharing custody of Jerry. Bob is tickled, and so is his boy.
The tickle monster's coming!
Maria, meanwhile, moves on with her life, meeting a new man, Larry Hummel, a Hollywood voiceover agent, who, like Bob before him, falls head over heels for the stunning Slovakian.
She liked the fact that I worked in entertainment.
Do you remember proposing to her?
It was on my birthday, and I said the most joy I could get for my birthday would be if you would marry me.
And she said?
She said yes.
She says a lot of other things too. For one, that her name is Maya, no longer going by Maria.
What did she tell you about her background, her life?
She said that she was a medical student. She said her mother was a doctor in Prague.
How much of that was true?
Very little of it.
But you had no idea you were married to a mystery woman.
Correct.
And just like Bob before him, now Larry and Maria are expecting a baby. And soon, the birth of another nasty breakup too.
She was very much about material things, and she had to have the best stroller, this $1,200 stroller. It was hard to keep up with that.
Maria leaves him, and Larry is crushed.
You were having a hard time with the breakup.
Oh, for sure. It took a toll on me psychologically.
He says Maria tells him Sasha might not even be his son. The breakup, he admits, leads to a mental breakdown. He puts himself in the hospital.
My belief is when you're depressed, you seek help, and I sought help.
Maria is now living with her two boys, Sasha from her second marriage, Jerry from her first. And Larry, so heartsick, reaches out to an unlikely ally, the first husband, the first dad, Bob, who has heard it all before. They are now in this together.
It was like having a mentor in the situation.
And I said, you don't understand, you're at war.
She made some serious allegations about you. She said you were abusive.
Not true.
Controlling.
Not true.
A drug addict.
Not true.
And then the custody battle.
Yes.
Now the sequel, the second custody battle to come. Maria wants full custody of her youngest son, Sasha. But Larry wants Sasha too. And like the first husband, Larry too questions what he calls her mysterious income. The judges hear the allegations from both sides, and in the end still determine that both should take care of their son.
You had Sasha during the week a couple of nights. You had him every other weekend.
The proud dad taking this home video of his son on the drum set. But Larry has no idea how often he will soon be looking back at this video, the last one he would take of his boy Sasha. It is the summer of 2012, and Maria has planned a summer vacation back to her native Slovakia with both of her boys.
Did you know this family visit was coming? This trip back to Slovakia?
Yes, she'd done it before.
But on previous trips, Maria had always come back. Not this time. Flight 9683 landing in Los Angeles, and they're not on it.
She was not on the plane she said she was going to be on. And I just remember thinking, this isn't happening. This is so surreal.
A mother and her two boys gone. When we come back, 2020 on the international hunt for the fugitive mom. The addresses, the fugitive squad launched to find her, and the crucial clue from Perfect Strangers, the video that is about to stun everyone. How she is disguising the boys when we come back.
We continue with On the Run. Here again, David Muir.
Somewhere in Europe, a mother and her two sons on the run. And we're right there on the trail. 2020 following the leads, the tips. Two fathers are convinced to bring back their boys. Maria Pfeiffer has taken her two sons on a summer vacation to her native Slovakia. Defying her two ex-husbands and the courts, she does not return. Her last email